Hello YouTubers, well as promised, a quick look at my overwintering chilies. They're on my front room windowsill and you can see there, if I move the curtain, I have one starting off here, and here we have a Joe's Super Long, and as you can see, plenty of leaves on. I cut that right down. In fact, none of these had leaves on when I started. There's a Prairie Fire. And then we've got a Cayenne, and along here we have a chili Chichien. I planted that May the 9th. This one, that's another Joe's Super Long, and another one there. I'll just move you across the tree. And there we have a chili chocolate, that one. And this one is a Tabasco, chili Tabasco. And you can see there, they're all surviving, albeit in different stages. They all need a bit of water actually. And there we go. So, there's my fairy on the tree. I've had that fairy since 1981. Bless her. Little angel. Right, so we'll just wish everybody a happy Christmas in a minute. See you soon. Hello, well as promised, here's a little view of some of my growing area. I haven't done much with it other than plant them, but as you can see, these are all fruit bushes. I bought 5 on a Daily Mirror, so I have a pear and 2 apple trees, a plum and a cherry. This is an apple red spur and the other one's a golden spur. So they were very small when I got them, so I've just planted them in next size up pots so they don't get too shocked with all the rain we've been having. Tell you what I have been buying are these wheels, these casters. Okay, they come from Gardman, well worth every penny. And you can see there I just have a few more buckets, but I'm in the middle of tidying them up. But in summer this is going to be full of tomatoes. So at the moment this is just a work in progress. Well, you saw the train coming round at the beginning, and this is a train track my other half built about 15 years ago. It goes under this ferny thing and then comes round the other side, and as you can see we can follow it. He's in the process of planting flowers around it, so it'll be a while before it's finished, but it's a circular thing, and then it goes round here and round to that side, and then all the way back up again. Right, so as promised, this is my main growing area. If I show it you like that, and then you can get a view. I have some garlics here coming up, Solent White, and these were all planted at the same time. Now these ones down here are only just starting to come through now, but at least they are coming through. You'll see there I've got one of these hexagonal growing boxes. I bought it last year and it's been full all year. But it's just got spring onions in now and they'll be coming out soon. So, but that's really good. And then along the side here I've got some tulips. Absolutely going mad there. I don't know whether you can see them. They're just starting to come through. A little bit early for tulips, but that's what happens. And then here's just some spare ground I need to cover over. This bit I've got more garlics growing. As you can see, they're just starting to peep through. And some leftover spinach, that'll be coming out shortly. And then this side I have a few winter onions, like that. As you can see, And then at the bottom here I have various things coming through. This is where I plant all my bulbs and some flowers. But they're just all starting to come through now, as crocuses and irises. Here are some cheesy cauliflowers, and they seem to be growing really well, so I'm not complaining. Whether they survive a winter, I don't know. This little bed is full of onions. It's only a 2 foot by, I don't know, 6 foot. I just put some planks of wood down the side, nothing fancy. And then here is one of my square foot gardens. It's just under 4 foot by 4 foot. So it works out at 10.5 inch squares instead of 12 inch. And there's another one. It's got one solitary strawberry planting. I decided to leave that there. This is just an old unit that came out of my other half's shop. And I grow my long parsnips in there. And you can see there are some carrots still growing, which I planted quite late, so I haven't really had a look at them yet. I have a rose bush for your eyes only, and another one here. And there are some bulbs coming up. I can't remember the name of them. They look like little claws, and you have to soak them in water. 2 hollyhocks there to grow up those posts. And here's my pathetic broad beans that are growing wonderfully, but they've got battered. So I'm going to have to sort them out and stronger canes shortly. And then here is a lonely kale. The other one I don't think has survived much. Here is what was a hat case in the shop. It's fallen to pieces. It'll last this year, but I can grow all sorts in here. I tend to have things hanging over the side because it's a good 2 foot deep, so that's quite good. And then you can see there I have a growing arch. Now that arch last year on the right hand side was full of sweet peas, and on the left hand side were my runner beans, my scarlet runner beans. So that's quite effective. Now that wall you can see in the background, okay, these are good old weatherproofing, but anyway, it's south facing. So I had 18 tomato plants all along there last year, and everyone was amazing, absolutely amazing. And we have a little seating area here to have with our beer. And I've got some flowers in there. I'm not sure what they are. I know they're around at this time of year, but I never know the names of flowers. In here I've got a load more bulbs coming up, and I grow my dwarf beans on here in between the flowers. And I've got a pot plant there, skimia, which needs putting somewhere. And I still have things to do with this section yet. And then finally this bit, again, has some garlics in, and they're just starting to peek through. So a bit slow, but we've had lots of rain, so that's expected. And then over there, I'll come to that now, hang on. Now this is what I call my nature garden, and it's a work in progress at the minute, so I'll just undo it. And you can see there I've got some loganberries on here tied up on canes. I have a cherry tree which has been there donkey's years, and another cherry tree, and then a pathetic little apple one there, and it has about 6 apples on it every year. But I'm in the process of sorting out all these bird feeders. And then I have my 2 blackcurrant bushes, which gave me the 4.5 pounds of the flowers of fruits this year, and some ornaments which, when I've re-chipped it and got rid of all the leaves and done it all, I need a dry day. It's very sodden under here. And they're the remnants of my sweet peas, but again I haven't been in here to sort it out. And here is one solitary strawberry, which I've had 3 years now, and it's given me massive of autumn strawberries. Now through here is again a work in progress, but I had to stop when all the heavy rains came in. So I have 3 beds, and at the moment that's got some baby sprouts in. And as you can see, they've fallen over, but I have got sprouts. So I'll be having those on Christmas Day. There you go, look. You can see them. And I have some Japanese mooly radish here. And a solitary cabbage growing. And then in this one I have, I think I've got 3 turnips left. They're not very big yet because I planted them late. And a big cabbage growing. 2 cabbages growing. This one I've covered over and manured it on half of it, but I have a few carrots still growing in there, so I don't think they'll come to much, but it's too wet to do anything. This one I've got a few beetroot still left, and that one has 1 solitary rhubarb in, the Millennium one I think it was, so that will be coming up sometime. That corner there, that's where my comfrey grows. You can't see much of it, but comfrey and weeds grow very nicely in that corner without affecting the rest of my garden. And you'll see I've got 1 nasturtium still growing. Wonders. I've got 3 raised beds which at the moment have some soil and some manure in, and they'll get filled up by spring. And this one is my trench for my green beans, because they're going to grow up this when I put some trellis on it, and there will be another one next to it, I just haven't put it in yet. Here I just have a little raffeta willow beetroot bed, they're still growing, and underneath that yellow frame is are 5 crowns of asparagus. So I just put bricks around that to make a bed, so those should be alright. And then 2 days ago I planted 2 new black currant bushes, so I've got 1 here and I've got 1 there. And all this will be finished off with wood chip and various other things. And of course the other side of this orange fence I'm going to put proper stakes in and put a proper fence up, but that bit is the growing area for the chickens. There's their feed hopper. And the little entrance you can see there is the indoor one they have in winter, but this one is the one they have in summer. We've only got 2 now, unfortunately 2 had to go to heaven. Unfortunately, they were past their sell-by date. In there is my shed, where I keep all my bits and bobs, and it's absolutely full, but it's handy because it's next to the garden. So now I've closed that, so as we can see I like purple, so I've painted the window frames purple, and that's looking up towards the railway track again. So then we come out of the garden area in the back of the house, and I have a huge garage there which we keep all bits in. Lots of little stable rooms and storage rooms. There used to be stables years and years ago, and this takes us down to where the pig is. So I'm trying to walk slowly so that the camera doesn't keep telling me I'm panning too fast. So we'll meet Lady again, who we've met before. I've just fed her breakfast, and you can see there my bits and bobs I've just put out on this patio area, and my lean-to greenhouse which is there, and you'll see the winter sowings that I was doing. And if I take a look inside one of these, now which one is it? This one. You should be able to see there, they're growing. So it just shows you this warm weather, it's doing amazing things. And what you haven't seen is this is our summer house. Now the summer house is basically our drinking room. And we have lots of different places we can sit in summer, depending on which way the wind is. It gets very, very windy here because of that open field. But in the summer, that corner there is so hot you could stay out here till 10 o'clock if the wind's not blowing. So we like to sit out here, and there's our summer house where we sit in and we have a drink if our friends come. And what I'm going to do is, not maybe this year, but I'm going to do something with this area. I do grow things along this wall. I've had tomatoes growing up along here, but the wind's battered them, so they didn't do as good. But as you can see, this is what we see by sitting out here. And of course, if we sit by the greenhouse, our lean-to, then we get the view of the field. That's our bonfire. So you can see there, if we sit there, we're actually looking out over these fields, and we see all sorts of wildlife. Buzzards, kestrel, all the rabbits. We have had deer in the field before now. Geese, ducks, and of course in the summer we get house martins and swifts in abundance, and little jenny wrens. So yeah, it's really nice. And it's not what you call neat and tidy or anything, but you know, it is a farmy typey place. It is a small home. And Keith does jobs, you know, bits and bits whenever he gets a minute. And of course these are where all my pots are. I keep them under there, and goes on forever, that barn. And all my pots are just chucked in at the moment, but they will all be cleaned out very shortly. I just want a slightly drier day. I hate doing things when it's really cold on my hands. And that's it. So I'll get back to you inside. See you later. Bye. Hello. I thought I'd better now say Happy Christmas to everybody, and thank everybody for all their subscriptions. I can't believe just how many I've got after my first couple of videos. So I hope you've liked my little tour around. It's a bit different, and it's where I live, and I'm hoping to do lots more in the garden next year. And obviously that's all down to you lot, because without your help I would still be sitting at home doing very little. So I'd just like to wish you all a really, really good Christmas, an excellent festive break if you're off work. And I hope next year, 2016, is very, very good for growing, and that you're all healthy. So bye-bye, and see you soon. Bye.